Let's discuss one problem. Okay. So third question. So in this question, we are given a single room. Dimension of the inside of the room is given. Then we have to find out the artwork in excavation of the foundation, concrete work in the foundation, brick work in the foundation, and in superstructure. Okay, and we are asked to follow the long wall and short wall method. This is the plan and sectional view of the drawing. Okay, so the footings are stiff footing. The dimensions are given to us. From this diagram, we will have to calculate the volume of work. The inside dimension is given. The inside dimension, this one, inside dimension of the room is given 5 meter by 4 meter. The plan view at different levels are also given. At the foundation level, then at the first footing level, second footing level, etc. It is given. The thicknesses of different levels are given. This is the first level. This is 90 centimeter wide. Here, okay, here, this is 90 centimeter wide. Then 60 centimeter, then 50 centimeter wide, then 40 centimeter is the thickness, then 30 centimeter. This way, all the plan details of the drawings are given to us. First, we will find out the center to center length of the walls, because that way will be easy for us to calculate the lengths at different levels. Okay, because from center to center we will add half of the thickness on one side and half of the thickness on the other side, and then we will get the length of the long wall, and that way we will go forward doing the calculation for all the different types of work. So firstly, the center to center length of the wall will be how much? Okay, from wall to wall. Okay, this is not, we are not at the foundation, we are at the wall level on the superstructure, from the center of the wall of one side to the other side. 5 meter is the inside dimension. Now we want to go to the center, therefore 0.3 meter or 30 centimeter is the wall thickness. Therefore we have to add half for one side and another half for the other side, and we get 5.3 meter. Here, this is the room. This is given here, inside dimension 5 meter. Then what we have to do to get the center to center value, we have to add half of this wall thickness. This wall thickness is given 30 centimeter. Okay, this wall thickness is given as 30 centimeter. We have to add half of the wall thickness for one side and another half on the other side. Then we will get the center length of the walls. In the same way, for the shorter direction, 4 meter is the inside dimension, half of wall thickness on one side and another half on the other side makes it 4.3 meter from center of the short wall to the other side of the short wall. Then this is the sectional view of the room. Okay, this is our ground level, these are below ground level. So first we have to calculate artwork in excavation. Now our foundation steps, even though it is in steps, when we will do excavation work, we have to go this way only, right? We cannot cut it in step like this, right? That is not possible. We have to go in straight way only. So we have to take the maximum thickness for our artwork. Fine. Now, okay, this is in the tabular format, how we will calculate the different excavation work, brick work, etc. Firstly, artwork in excavation in the longer side. Now the length of the longer side will be how much? 5.3 meter is center to center length. Now we want to find out this length from here to here. Okay, we have to excavate entire length because there are foundation below the walls. Therefore, we have to excavate this entire length. Now the center to center is given 5.3 meter. and this is 90 centimeter thickness. So this portion will be 90 centimeter by 2. That is what we are doing here. For one side, 0.9 meter by 2, and for the other side, 0.9 meter by 2. So the length becomes 5.3 meter plus 0.9 meter. Done. So we get the length in the longer side from outside to outside. Breadth is 0.9 meter and height is also 0.9 meter. How? From here. Okay, this is our ground level. So this is 30 centimeter, 30 centimeter, and 30 centimeter. Therefore, we have to go a total of 90 centimeter. So then we multiply all of them and we get the volume of work. Now we go to the shorter direction. In the shorter direction, what will happen? Suppose now the same side is, if it is the shorter direction, now we have to calculate from inside to inside. Okay. So we have the center to dimension, we have center to center length, we have to subtract this half here and this half here. Center to center length is 4.3 meter. So we are minus 40 meter. Therefore, the length here becomes 3.40. Breadth is same 0.9. Height is same this much. This is the multiplication, and then we are adding this one and this one for the longer side, and for the shorter side we are adding, and we are finally getting this much volume of artwork in excavation. Then concrete in foundation. Similar way, we have to calculate the lengths in the longer direction from outside to outside, and length in the shorter direction from inside to inside. Okay, from where we will get these values? From these drawings at different levels. Now this is at the first level. So here, what will be the length? Okay, we have this portion here. This portion we have a concrete doing work. Lean concrete is here at the beginning. So for that portion, now we will calculate. If we do so, 5.3 meter is the center to center length. Now, how much we have to add or subtract? Now this is same. Okay, this is same thing as excavation. Why? Because this is the most wide portion, right? So taking this portion only, we did the excavation work. So this is exactly same to the excavation work. This is our longer side here. Center to center dimension is known. We want to find out the outside to outside. So what we have to do, 5.3 meter is the center to center dimension. In this side, we have to add 0.9 by 2. And in this side, we have to add 0.9 by 2. So finally, we add one full thickness, 0.9, and it becomes 6.20 meter. From here, we will get the height. This is 30 centimeter height. So we are taking that same value here, 30 centimeter or 0.3 meter. Then we are multiplying this length, breadth, and height, and we are getting the volume of work. Similarly, in the shorter direction, what we are doing, we are again finding out this. I'm writing here breadth because it is breadth in the plan, but ultimately it is length for the wall. Okay, in the shorter direction, what happens? Same things. Center to center dimension, we know. We want to find out what is the inside dimension now, because we are following the long wall, short wall method. We need this inside dimension. So what we have to do, sorry. Okay, center to center we know, this is we know. And we want to find out the inside dimension this much. So what we have to do, we have to subtract half of the thickness on one side and half of the thickness on the other side. That's what we are doing here. 4.3 meter was there in center to center dimension, 0.9 by 2 on one side and 0.9 by 2 on the other side. Subtracted, it becomes 3.40 meter. This is the length, breadth, and this is going to be our height, same height, and this is the total volume. And then we add them up and we get the total volume of work. Then similarly, from this drawing, now we will go to this next, this one, first plan of the footing. So what we are doing here, same thing, everything is same. We have to go back to our drawings. We have to find out the length, the breadth, and the height, and then we have to multiply, and then we will be finding out the volume of work. 5.3 is the center to center length. Now how much we have to add, we will see from this diagram. This center to center is 5.3. Now this thickness is 60 centimeter. So one side we add 60 centimeter by 2, on the other side we add 60 centimeter by 2. At total we add 60 centimeter. That is what we are doing here, 0.6 by 2, and we are getting 5.90 meter. Okay. Then breadth is 60 centimeter. Then height is, we have to find out from the sectional elevation. This is given here, 30 centimeter. So we'll go back here. Height is 30 centimeter. Then we multiply and get the volume of work in the first footing. Then in the second footing, similarly, 5.3 meter is the center to center length. Thickness is 0.5 meter. Therefore, we are adding half on one side, half on the other side. At total 0.5 meter we are adding. We are getting 5.8 meter. This is the length, this is the thickness, this is the height multiplied, and this is the volume of work. Then again, in the plinth wall, same thing. 5.3 is the length, addition of 0.4 meter, that is the thickness. This is, then height. Height again we have to get from this diagram. This is given as 60 centimeter. This is the plinth wall. Then we will get the volume of work. Okay. Then this was in the longer direction. Now we will have to go to the shorter direction. But in the shorter direction, what we will have to do, we have to subtract to get the inside dimension, in to in. Okay. 4.3 meter is our center to center length. Subtracted, we're getting this value, this value, this value. Then finally, volume of work. Center to center length 4.3 meter, thickness is 0.5 meter. So we are subtracting and getting this length, thickness, height, volume of work. Sorry. In the plinth wall, center to center 4.3 meter, subtracting 0.4 meter, that is the thickness, getting the length, breadth, and height is 0.6 meter. Then finally, volume of work, and then finally we add them up and we get the total volume of work. Then brickwork in the superstructure. For brickwork in the superstructure, what we have to do, for the longer walls, we have to measure from outside to outside. We have 5.3 meter from center to center, and the thickness of the brick walls are given as 30 centimeter or 0.3 meter. So we have to add half on one side, half on the other side. So a full thickness added, 5.6 meter. And in the shorter direction, 4.3 meter is the center to center length, and subtracted one full thickness and it becomes 4 meter. So we are just taking the length, the breadth of the walls or thickness of the walls, then height. Height is given again in the drawing. This is given here in the drawing. From here, we have to see what is the height of each story. And then we have to do our calculation. Similarly, in the shorter deduction, length we calculated, thickness is given, height is given, total volume of work, then summation, the entire volume of work. So this is how we have to do. This was